Okay, the Lions next? I can speak of the Lions all day.
Let me know when you record and stop it.
Oh, we're recording right now, man.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, we're going to talk about your Lions, Logan. Now, you wanted them this year, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I wanted them this year, but,
yeah.
You know, I'll live. I have some contacts in with the Lions right now, so when the season starts, I can get my boys, hopefully, and, But, no, they have a good defensive line, obviously, with Dominican Sue and Nick Fairley, and they got some young guys, so if you're looking for like year 2, year 3, they're going to be a really dangerous team. I mean, they're going to make some noise this year, but 2, 3, maybe even 4 years down the line, they're going to be a Super Bowl contending team. I mean, they're just young. You got Matthew Stafford, who I think is coming in as an 80 this year.
Yep, that's correct.
But he's got huge throw power, so you give him a year, and that's only going to get better. The only thing is he's got to sure up by Kelvin Johnson, because I think Kelvin Johnson's a free agent after this first year. But other than that, he's pretty much, home free. He's got a bunch of players on young people's contracts, and he's got room in his salary cap. He's just, that's a dangerous team.
Looking at Stafford's overall, he's at an 80. His speed's a 70, but the thing that's going to play in the plot with him would be his injury prone, and at 65, that's really, really close to not wanting to take too many hits with this fellow.
Right. That'd be my only advice. Make sure your offensive line is up to the task. Now, they have improved their offensive line, but they're still not the best offensive line in the league, but you got to make sure he stays healthy.
Yeah, you got left guard Sims at an 84, Brackus at an 83. You're looking at mid-80s, so you don't have that super stud that's going to protect his blind side,
Right.
What do you think of their Brandon Pettigrew at an 81 overall?
He's good. I don't know if you'll look this up for me, but in real life he dropped a lot of balls, so I don't know if that translates to Madden this year or not, but he dropped a lot of balls at the tight end, but he's very talented.
Yeah, I'm looking for his catch right now. His catch is only a 76. That's low.
Yeah. So he drops balls, but if he's a big target.
Yeah, you actually got Scheffler there in the 86 catch. So you can use a lot of 2 tight ends in that package.
Yeah. And they're young. There's no old guy really on that roster.
No, they definitely got a young, they're a young up and coming team. There's no doubt about it. Let's move on to the Chicago Bears.
The Bears. There's a lot of Bears fans in this league, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. The Bears owner is a new owner. I haven't played with him. Don't know much about him. I know he's active.
I do know he's active. I will give him that. And he's a Bears fan, I think. So you would assume he knows how to use his Bears. You would assume he knows, Brian Urlacher's skills and weaknesses. The guy's not the quickest, but if he gets a hold of you, he's like a brick wall. You can't run through him. So,
looking over their overall, their wide receivers are speedy. You got your Devin Hesters.
Yep.
You got your Johnny Knoxes at 90. You got 97 speed, 98 speed. So the speed is definitely there. On the offensive side, their offensive line has always been suspect. Low. And they moved all recruits to my Saints, so they got some holes in their offensive line. And with the Packers, you're going to get your hands full.
Yeah.
Also, you're going to have some old defensive players retiring. Urlacher is not going to last 1 or 2 years left in our season.
Lance Briggs is old, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. So you're definitely looking at some turnover rate. Moving on to the Minnesota Vikings. What do you think of the Vikings this year?
Oh, the Vikings. Well, it's going to be interesting, the Vikings, because it's going to come down to, your preference. Do you want to start the young guy and watch him develop, or do you want to pick McNabb out there and and try to go further, a playoff spot, or maybe even push for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, you know it all starts with AP. I had AP last season. I had 11 for a long time, and he's just a workhorse. I mean, there's nothing that guy can't do. You know, he's solid. He's gonna break tackles for you. He can carry a team. You know.
Yep.
The Sidney Rice definitely hurts them.
Yeah, I don't see any big wide receiver they got that can carry him through the air, so they're going to have to depend even more on Adrian Peterson than before. So,
yeah, and their offensive line's very suspect. They lost McKinney. Hutchinson's getting very old. So that out of the NFC North, I would definitely have the Packers at the top of the. I'm not too sure about the Lions and the Bears owner. My biggest thing is a team that's not that great, let's say for the Vikings, but he's a good owner and he knows how to use that team, can carry that team a little bit more than what they're expected of. What do you think about that as let's say we were talking about the Redskins. Well, how about this guy that came into our league is not the greatest, you know, with like a high-powered team, but he knows the Redskins. Carrying that over to us.
I mean, we're talking real life here because we don't know the owners that well sometimes, but we got to remember that Madden doesn't always translate to real life. If a guy knows how to use somebody or he wants to use a different playbook, maybe he does, you know, maybe he can utilize the talent he's got.
Yeah, exactly. All right, do we have time for the NFC South?
Yeah, let me just do another stop and record just to make sure.
Okay, cool.